Christmas. This is Kim from Sassy Stitchery, and this is our FlossTube channel, Yonderways. If this is your first time joining us, thank you. I hope you enjoy it. If it's your not first time and you're coming back, thank you for coming back. I appreciate that. Yonderways is our FlossTube channel where we talk about things in the shop, and we do tutorials here and all kinds of other things. So I hope you take a poke around. If you're new, you'll find lots of different kinds of videos out there, not just FlossTube. But thank you for joining. And if you're not new, thank you for keeping up, and I appreciate that. And I hope that some of you are joining our Sunday night stitch and chats, and our fourth Friday Zoom stitches, and our first Tuesday long dog ink circle Zoom stitches. So we have a lot of virtual things going on, as well as running our brick and mortar in Western North Carolina. We are just right on the border of Asheville, North Carolina, in a little town called Woodfin, which is my hometown. So first of all, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. However you spend this time, I hope you spend it with family and friends, and you enjoy it, and you find a little bit of downtime to relax as well. So I just came back from visiting my aunt, the only aunt that I still have around, and she's well into her 90s, and she is sharp as a tack, and just a beautiful person inside and out. She's a lot of fun. And there's a real funny story I will tell you before we get going. She's like 94 now, I think. When I was little, 6 or 7, she was always my favorite aunt. And I went to visit her. She came and got me and took me to visit her. And all my siblings and cousins are a lot older, like 8 to 12 or 15 years older than me. So I was the youngest. And apparently she took me out to buy, and I'm born in 1968, so picture the early 70s. She took me out to buy a pair of boots. And she bought me a pair of white go-go boots. And many of you may not know what those are, but picture a hippie person with some tall boots. And I actually have some that I wore to a contest event, and it was fun. But apparently she bought me some go-go boots, and she let me call my mom to talk to her because I was spending the night. And I told her that Aunt Ethel had bought me some go-go boots, and we were fixing to go out dancing tonight. And it was not 20 minutes till my dad showed up to pick me up. So apparently my aunt was fully capable of going out and dancing all night because she had my parents worried. It was a lot of fun. She brought that up today. So that's fun. So I hope you get to share some fun memories with your family this weekend too, and just have a great holiday. So on that note, I have things to share. I am going to segue over into a little video that's going to wrap up some of the giveaways that we did from a previous video, which I believe we talked about the giveaways in 45, and this is 48. 46 and 47, I didn't do anything in there. We're going to make up for that today. So if you posted on video 45, maybe you won something. So have a watch at this, and then you'll be right back with me. So I want to tell you who won from last week's giveaways. Let me look at my little book, and I'll post some pictures here of the winners. At Pamela Watts 3115, you won the charts and the cards from my retreat that I went to at the Attic Needlework. So congratulations for that. I hope that you love them. It was a really special event. And I will post on your comment. So hopefully you can get in touch with me and tell me where to send those to you at. The other item that we gave away was a Penelope's pocket bag. And I love her stuff, and I love the fall. And this one had some little squirrels on it. It was really fall. And at House Museum Stitcher won that. So thank you both for your comments. They were both really sweet. And thank you everybody for all the comments that you put on there using our treat words. So it's always so much fun. I appreciate that. And congratulations to the winners. Now, while we're here, I have one more thing that I want to give away, and I'm torn about it because it is such an amazingly special treat. However, I know that I'm not going to really use it, and And I want to keep it because it's special to my heart. But I also know that there were some of you who didn't get to go. And I'm kind of in that point where I'm really learning to treasure my memories just because they're memories and enjoy them and not have to have the object necessarily. So I want this to go to somebody who's really going to love it and enjoy it. So this is a beautiful, beautiful needlework treasure box. Also from Jean's last event at the attic. And it was a sampler symposium in January 2025, which I was really lucky to attend. This was the gift that we got. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful red needlework box, and it's inscribed, and it says the attic needlework where samplers rule, a sampler symposium, January 2025. And again, you know, I love this, and it's very special. But I know if I keep it, I will just look at it and touch it and remember. And I have a lot of memories I can do that with without the object. And I want somebody to get this who's really going to use it and take it out in the world and enjoy it. And so it's really cool. It opens up and you can put your needlework treasures in there. You've probably seen people, you know, decorating their little boxes and stuff. And so even if you didn't get to go to this retreat, which I assume that you wouldn't since you're going to be trying to win this, this is on the inside of it. This closes up. It's kind of a little travel jewelry case, but it would also be a great little travel needlework case. Just the small one if you wanted to take it out. Really pretty. I want this to go to a forever home with somebody who wanted to go and didn't get to go. Or who just admired Jean, who loves the attic. I love the attic, and I admire Jean. I do. Jean was good to me, and I love Jean, and I miss her. And I wasn't as close to her as a lot of her friends are out there who, you know, had a much longer, deeper relationship with her. But for the little bit less than a decade that I knew Jean, she was fantastic to me. And I will never forget her contributions to the needlework world, and her support as a shop owner. But I know that not everybody could travel to Mesa. And if you want to win this, I want you to give me a sentence, and I want you to use the words, the attic, and I want you to tell me why the attic is important to you as a needlework shop, or why a shop like the attic is important to you as a needlework shop. But use the words the attic in your comments, and then talk to me about a needlework shop love. And so, you know, you can, if you've never gotten to go to the attic, you know, you can wish you had gotten to go. You can talk about times that you went. You can talk about what they meant to the needlework industry. You can talk about your own shop. You can talk about what you think is important in a shop, and, you know, whatever. But make sure you use the words attic in there in terms of a needlework shop, not just an attic where you keep your things at. And this is the only item that we're going to give away with this video because it is such a special item. And I want it to go to the very best home in the world. I'm going to trust the karma of the universe that it will. And whoever does win this, know that it has traveled with love from one hand to another through the needlework world, from Jean picking it out and designing it to the ladies at the attic who kitted it up and gave it to the attendees, the person that handed it to me holding it in my hands, me treasuring it, me bringing it back here, me sharing it with my friend who went with me, and us talking about them. This has been enveloped in love from start to all along its journey and to where it comes to you. And for me to you, it will come with love too. For the attic, for the needlework world, for our stitching community. So tell me all about it in your comment. And in the next video, which hopefully will be a couple of weeks, maybe you'll win this. And so that's what I had to say about that. So congratulations to the winners from our last video, and good luck on winning this. I can't wait to read your comments and your little words of love out there for needlework shops, and especially for the attic and the ladies who are still running the attic. So the attic is out there. It's moving along and just bringing us great, wonderful events. And So super proud of those ladies who have, you know, kept the attic going for all of us. It's an important shop, and we want it to be successful and be out there for another generation or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So we'll see. All right, so that's all I had for this part of the video. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little video. So I hope you won something fun. And I hope that if you're interested in that beautiful little red box from my time at the attic in January this year, you'll try to win that. I would love for one of you to win it. I do love it, but it definitely needs a different home where it can be really treasured and enjoyed. And so, you know, go out and make a post for that. It won't be our only giveaway. So if you hang out a little bit, we've got a couple other things coming up too. So I hope you enjoyed that little video there, and I hope you won something. But let me know if you did so I can get it mailed out to you. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk to you about is our blessing sampler for the year. And I showed it in video 47, and it's beautiful. This is the antique of it. It's stitched by A Marsham in 1838, and it's a really sweet little verse. It says, "Be amiable and affectionate." And that really hit home with me. It's basically, to me, that says, just be nice. Just be nice. And that's not always easy for all of us to do. And so I've already stitched this once. I stitched it in red, and I'm in progress in blue. I'm going to stitch it in January as a blessing sampler in green. So how we're going to do this, because it took me a little while to get, it was already charted. We charted it right away, but it took me a little while to get all that put into a downloadable document. I've just had some technology issues. I don't know about you, but the end of this year has been fun, and we'll go with fun. But this was the first model I stitched. So if you haven't watched the other video, I'll tell you a little bit about what we did. We charted it 2 different ways, and you'll get both of them in this single chart. So this is charted with the verse over 2. And so that little "be amiable and affectionate," this one we charted it over 2. It's still tiny. It's 95 by 105 stitches that way. And on this one, I put my own name on it. I personalized it because we changed it a little bit. On the other version of it, we charted it just like the antique is, except we kind of centered that verse. So that little verse is over 1 on the antique. And so we charted it over 1, but we shifted it kind of to the center. This was fun because I can tell you by looking at the antique and charting it that this little girl, I think it's a little girl, stitched the box first on the outside, and then she made everything else fit. And if you watched 47, I think I talked about how I know that. There's lots of little stitches in here that are maybe 2 threads high and 1 thread wide, or 1 thread high and 2 threads wide. And there's some fun things in here that she just made it work. And so we got rid of all that noise, and we stitched it as if there were no mistakes. So when you look at the chart, it's going to say very near, or something, what did I call it? Nearly original. And so, or nearly a reproduction or something like that. That one, it's stitched, has the verse stitched over 1. It still has all the little corrections of the 1 thread, 2 thread things removed and corrected. You're stitching over 2 threads on linen or 1 box on Aida, and you can stitch this on Aida. There's no specialty stitches in it. The next one, which says it's an over 2 in the chart, is this one where we stitch the little verse over 2. So the only thing that's over 1 on the antique is the little verse. Everything else was over 2. So anyway, because it's so close to the beginning of the year, and I know a lot of you wanted to stitch this for a blessing sampler, we are going to leave it in a downloadable PDF until sometime in January, at which point we'll get it printed after Christmas, after the holidays. So if you buy a kit for it, which will be the Rhyolite linen, and you can get it in 32, 36, or 40. If you buy the kit, it's going to come with 5 yards of Belle Soie silk in your color choice of like 3 or 4 different colors. We've got red, we've got a red, we've got a beautiful blue, we've got this really pretty green, and we've got, I'm going to look and see if we've got black like the antique, although I don't want to stitch it in black. So it'll either be black or this really other pretty blue-green color. When you choose your kit, you are going to be choosing the color of silk. And so when you do that and you purchase that, you're automatically going to get the download. So we're not going to charge you for the chart if you buy the kit. So if you buy a little kit for it, which will be a little fat eighth of Rylot linen, then this is a weak Styleworks swag art, and you know it's a swag art because of the orange ticking and the selvage. This is selvage. This is where it's attached to the loom. So picture the loom like this, and you've got two sides where the fabric, the threads are attached, and then it goes. I've got some great pictures. Sometime I'll show them to you. It'll make more sense than that sound effect I just gave. So you'll pick your kit by picking your count of your fabric and your thread color, and then once you purchase that, you'll get a downloadable link for the chart. If you just want the chart, you can go out and buy it. You're just going to be paying for the PDF, and then sometime in January, at the end of January for sure, all the kits will go away, and you'll have to purchase a hard copy or a PDF chart and then kit it separately. So we might leave it out there for February because I also think it's a really sweet Valentine's sampler. I really loved it. That's why I stitched it in red. I just thought it was really fun and sweet. And if you look back at one of the, I think 46, 47, whichever video, you'll see the blue partially done too. So that's available for you right now. When you see this video, you can go out and download that. I know some of you have been looking for it for a couple of weeks, and I apologize. It took me a little while. I spent this morning at home and got that taken care of. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the North Carolina sampler that came out from Heartsease Exemplar Works, Teresa Baird. And so we do have the charts in hand, and we have been shipping those for the last week. And Teresa, thank you for getting those to us. We ordered a whole bunch of them, and at the time we ordered, we were, I think, the 4th shop in line, and she got it all to us, so we really appreciate that. So this is what it looks like. If you look at this picture, it looks like it's on kind of a creamy colored golden linen. If you look at the DMC that Teresa recommended as a color match for the fabric that the model stitched on, it looks more neutral. It looks more like a gray brown, or more like a neutral brown. It actually looks a whole lot like this Rylot. It's the same kind of family as this Rylot, which is a really nice warm neutral. So this is number 3782. The model was stitched on a lakeside linen. I think it's vintage fawn or something like that. So I took this and I matched it to different linens in house. There are lots of good neutrals that it'll work for, and that the silks look amazing on. When I pulled all the silks, I had 62 of the 75 NPI at the time. I've since sold some of those. And I think I had all the Gloriana and the Whisper. And so I took a picture, and I will insert that now. So you can look at this picture. You can see, while I'm describing it to you, the fabric underneath that's really on a bolt is Himalayan Fog. It's a 38 count Legacy linen from Himalayan Fog. It's 38 count Himalayan Fog from Legacy linen. I think that is the color that I'm going to stitch it on, and it is a great, beautiful, warm, neutral. The colors just dance on it. You see those silks, they just really come alive on there. It looks like a flower garden almost. It's gorgeous. And you can tell by the DMC that's laid there with it that it is a good tonal match for that DMC. The other fabric that's laying there, the little swatch, that is Rylot. That is what I just showed you with the Blessing sampler. It happens to be one of our 2 colors of the month for our Week Styleworks Linen Club. And if you don't know about that, I'll tell you about that in just a few minutes. But Rylot is one of the 2 colors that we featured in December. So some of you may have some, or you may have some on the way. If you stitch it on a overdyed linen, those linens come in, okay, I'm going to come back to me now. Those linens come in a pre-cut yard. So the measurement on that is usually 54 inches by 36 inches, which means a fat half is 27 by 36, which means that it's going to be tough to fit the sampler on it. You can do it with a narrower margin than what I would be comfortable cutting for you. On a legacy linen, however, because it comes on a 70-inch bolt, which that's a lot of the linen behind me, it comes on a longer bolt, and we're able to cut it custom for you, and get 2 cuts off of the bolt, off of a width of the bolt. And so I would encourage you to think about that, because it's a more economical way to kit, and you're going to be spending a whole lot of money on silks or whatever you choose to stitch it with. So it's a beautiful big sampler. I'm not going to go higher than 40 count. I'm going to stitch it on the 38 count Himalayan fog, because I know that all of the silks that Teresa spent so much time color matching for it and prescribed for it are going to work on that linen. If I go to a 46 count linen or 45 count linen, some of these silks might be too fat in diameter to fit through there. Well, they might look a little chunky on that linen, and I don't want that. I also do believe that you could stitch it on a 36 count with all the silks that are required, and be fine. But now I like stitching on 36 with a single strand. If some of you out there like a thicker, heavier look on 36 count, you might have to think about that. You may want to go up to 40. But if you stay with the 38 count Himalayan fog, or you stitch on a 40 count Rhyolite, even a 36 count Rhyolite, I really think that all the linen that's required for it's going to look great, including the Whisper and the Gloriana. If you go higher count, you're going to have to mess around with that a little bit, I'm afraid. You may end up going more toward the Tudor silks and the Surfines. So, bottom line, you can stitch it on whatever you want. However, we have available online right now custom cuts of Himalayan fog, and it will be beautiful. It looks like the picture I showed you. I'm going to put it back in. Let you have another look at this picture. It looks like this, and it's gorgeous. At 38 count Himalayan fog, if we happen to sell out of it, do not worry. We've got more coming in January. They closed down at Christmas, but we already ordered more of it. So if you want it to just be stunning like this picture, I think that's the way to go. And we'll cut it with a custom cut with a 3-inch margin all the way around. It's out there for you. You can order it right now. You can stitch it on an overdyed linen. I would encourage you to choose something similar to this Rhyolite that you're looking at the little swatch of, so that you don't have a lot of variegation in the linen competing with the beauty of the sampler. So I'm going to bring you back to me now. This sampler is stunning. It won some major awards at Woodlawn. Teresa is a meticulous stitcher and charter. The chart itself is amazing. I've spent a lot of time with this chart now, and I'm fixing to get ready to tell you why. I just think you need to let the beauty of this shine through. And as you saw in those pictures, the silk colors are gorgeous. So I know that Vicki Clayton has done a silk conversion for it. We have some of those ordered, so we'll be getting those in, and you can certainly order them from Vicki as well. We have ordered more stock of our needlepoint ink and our Glorianas and our Whisper. We'll be able to make kits for you. And then we're working on a Cosmo conversion, but I have to tell you, I just don't think it's going to look like this. We haven't finished it yet, and so I can't show it to you yet. I'm afraid that as many colors as are in this that are really almost like silk shading, they're one shade different for like 3 or 4 colors along the range. I just don't know that we're going to be able to get that out of a Cosmo or even a DMC, and we're not going to try for DMC. But we are working on a Cosmo, and I will let you know how that goes, although it might be a week. So let's talk about the thread kit. So it requires 75 different colors of NPI silk, 3 colors of Tudor silk from Gloriana, and 2 colors of Gloriana 12-strand silk floss, and 1 Whisper for the squirrel. Thank you, Teresa. So I spent a lot of time going through this chart, and I started at the top left-hand corner, because that is where Teresa recommended that you start the sampler. So top left-hand corner. And I worked my way across and down this chart, and I picked up every color as I went and wrote it down. And I broke it into sections. So I first did this beautiful floral border. It's got a lot going on. The second section is the alphabet and this little part right through here. This little section right under here. And all the way down through these, almost looks like a 17th century band sampler there, the Tudor flowers. So the second section is the alpha down through the Tudor flowers. And then the third section is everything under that. So where this big oak tree is, with the acorns and the leaves and the verse, all this stuff, the house, this was all my section 3. And I broke out the colors. So, friends, what I am able to do for you is let you purchase the silks in groupings. Now, having said that, some groups are bigger than others, and that's just the way the sampler works. And it won't work if you go from bottom up, because I didn't pick up the color if I had already picked it up. So I started at the top left and I went down. And if you stitch it from the middle out or you stitch it from the bottom up, this breakout won't work for you. You're going to be missing colors along the way. But if you stitch from the top left down, which a lot of us do, not everybody, I understand if you don't, and a lot of times I don't. Sometimes I start in the middle, but this is a big girl and I will not be starting in the middle here. I know that I'm going to cut this fabric with enough margin. And if I give you one piece of advice, that's it. Work with a shop that you trust and that you know will get that margin correct for you. In other words, maybe you have a little too much, but you're not going to have too little, and you know where to start. So, if you're going to kit with us, you can start wherever you want to. But if you're going to use this thread pack idea, you're going to have to start in the upper left-hand corner. That's just the way of the world on this one. So let me tell you what that means. The top floral border, which is this beauty up here, doesn't include the alphabet. The top floral border has 26 NPIs and 3 Tudor silks. And we will create that kit, and you can purchase just that kit if you want. And this is to just help you manage your financial outlay. And it will take you a while to stitch that top border, right? I mean, it's a lot. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And the silks are gorgeous. And then the next section that I did was the alphabet, and then this kind of tree line underneath it, and these Tudor flowers through here. We'll just call them Tudor flowers. So the next section is the alphabet, the grapes, the Tudor flowers, the tree line. That's the next section that I did. I haven't stitched it yet, but that I pulled the threads for. That section has 14 NPIs that are new after you've gotten the top one done. So 14 more NPIs you need, and you can get that far. And then the bottom section, for me, on how I did this, starts with this oak tree, goes all the way across, picks up the peacocks, the verse, the house, all that stuff. That's a big one. And that includes 35 NPI silks and 2 Gloriana and a Whisper. Gloriana 12-strand silks and a Whisper. So that'll be the third pack. So, because I don't have all the threads in stock right now, but I would love to know if a bunch of you are going to order it, because I've ordered a substantial amount, but if I need to increase that order, I want to go ahead and do it. I'm going to let you pre-order. You're going to pre-order these kits. I'm not going to ship it till I'm done, till I have it all in, or I've talked to you about it and told you what I'm missing. I suspect the NPIs are going to come in lickety-split. The Glorianas, it may take some time. You know, Glorianas are the most beautiful, lovely silks in the world. And as with all beautiful things, they take a little investment of time. So I don't expect to see them overnight, but we'll see. You know, maybe she'll get them to us quickly. So, you know, we'll ship it out as we can fill the orders. But I'm going to put pre-orders out there for you, and there's going to be a small charge for that because that's the way our system works. It won't take a pre-order without a charge. And me keeping up with your emails and your phone calls and your, FaceTime messages or Facebook messages is a disaster, as I would say in French. Disaster. I cannot do it. There's just too many for me. I don't do it well. I can try, and I can tell you I can do it, but I won't execute it well. The best way to make sure that you get on the list is to do a pre-order. And so you're going to have a little, I think it's going to be a $10 total because you'll have $5 for the pre-order, and it'll charge you the $5 shipping. That's for each part individually. So I'm going to set it up to where they cannot be grouped into one order. I realize that makes you check out, multiple times. But here's the thing. I'm going to get them all in at the same time. If you want them all, just order them all. And I will have an option out there for you to order it all. Okay. So you can order the whole set of silks, pre-order it, because I don't have them in stock yet. But you can pre-order the whole set, and when we get them in, we'll send them to you. And if I'm missing just the Gloriana, I'm missing something small, I'll talk to you about that and on the phone or by email, and we'll figure out if you want us to go ahead and ship what we've got. But if we, if we're waiting for a lot, we'll wait for them to come in. I think the MPIs are going to come in pretty quick, as I said. And then you can order the first group if that's what you want to do instead of the whole thing. I wouldn't say order 1, 2, and 3. Just order the first group, right? Because we know that if you've ordered the first group, you're probably going to come back and get the other 2 groups. But we will be putting the kits together and, having those for you. We're always going to have this sampler. We're always going to have the threads for it. And we are getting the Vicki Clayton silks. And when they come in, I'll put them up for order. I'm not going to take a pre-order on those, but I will put them out there for order. We're not ordering a huge ton of them because I know you can get them from Vicki. We just like to have them for those of you who really want to order from us, so we appreciate you. But I appreciate you keeping Vicki going too, so we love what she does. So that's the deal. Right now, you can go out and you can order your fabric. You can order all of the silks as a pre-order, or you can pre-order the first part. So if you want the fabric to go ahead and be shipped, though, order it separately. Because if you put the fabric and the thread on one order, it's going to sit and wait for the threads. If you want the fabric separately, it's available. We've got it in stock. It's ready to go. It's cut and serged and ready to roll. Then go ahead and order that. We'll send it to you. And here's the smart thing to do. I'm just going to give you the honest. Check your stash. See what MPIs you've got, because I don't think that you need a full skein for most of these colors. For the house colors and the grass and the tree, and some of the reds and stuff, you might need a full skein or something close to it. She doesn't call for more than one skein on anything on a 40 count. If you're stitching on a lower count like a 32, then you might need more thread. And I don't know how to tell you how much more you're going to need. But I will tell you this, that on NPI silks, the dye lots are very similar. And so you don't have a huge color change in NPI silks from one dye lot to the next unless you've covered a massive span of years. So this is something, too, that we're going to be stitching together next year. We're going to start it together. And we will have a stitch group on Zoom, and you can stitch with us on a regular basis. I'll take my cues from you, whether you want to do it once a month or twice a month or once a week or whatever. I'm happy to do it whenever because I'm going to be working on it throughout the year, but I'm not going to bang my head against the wall. I've got other things I like to work on too. So, we'll add it to our normal stitch groups when we have those, and we will also have its own Zoom group. And I'll be doing some tutorials. Teresa's instructions are fabulous. So you are not going to be disappointed with this chart kit. It's amazing. And she's also offered to send by email her written instructions for the trellis stitch. And I can tell you that when she came to Sassy Jacks, she came here years ago. It was fun. It was when we had our first soiree in person. I think it was 2018 or 2019. She came down, and it was just so wonderful to have her in the room. And we had about 50 people here at that point. And I didn't really, I knew her, right? But people were going over and who knew her, and she was just teaching them how to do different stitches. Just so generous and sweet. And so thank you for that, Teresa. But we're going to enjoy stitching this sampler. We're not going to be on a timeline. We'll run our group all year next year and probably the year after that. And so you're welcome to join us in the Zoom groups. And you are also quite welcome to take advantage of the YouTube tutorials for the different stitches that I'll put out there. If you order the chart from us, if you've already ordered it, then we sent you our sweet little needle minder that we made for it, which is the state of North Carolina with this beautiful thistle on it. That little card behind it is our meetup card. On the back of that, it tells you when we meet. Our regular meetups, we've added a couple more to it, and this one won't be on it. So we'll be sending that additional ones out in a newsletter. So if you buy the chart from us, you get this sweet little needle minder. And we hope you enjoy it. And we do have more charts coming. We haven't quite sold out of all the ones that we bought, but we are getting ready to order more because I know that that's going to happen. So, just to wrap that up, you right now can order the chart. If you don't have it yet, it comes with this sweet little needle minder. You can order a custom cut of legacy linen fabric with a 3-inch margin. It's going to have that included. It'll be cut and serged. You can order the full silk kit of NPI, Gloriana, and the Whisper. It will be a pre-order. If you order it with the fabric, neither of those are going to ship. So if you want the fabric and you want to look through your stash and see what you've got, then you can order them separately. And if you want to order the first part of the threads, which I have a very good listing. I don't think I'm going to post the whole listing out there, though, because I spent a lot of time doing it. So I know what they are, and you'll know what they are when you get them. But there are, in the first group, which is the border, only the floral border, 26 NPIs and 3 Tudor silks. Okay. And then the next part, which we'll put out later, has another 14 NPI. And then the last section is the big one, and it has 35 NPI, 1 Whisper for the sweet squirrel. I feel like a partridge in a pear tree, and 2 Gloriana 12 strands. So, and that's if you stitch it top to bottom, upper left to the bottom. That's how you need those thread packs. It will not work if you're going to start in the middle or if you're going to start at the bottom and come up. And you're free to do that, but you'll need to go through it on your own and figure them out. It's not hard. It just took some time. So that's what I have for the North Carolina sampler, the tribute to the Old North State. It's a beautiful chart. Even if you're never going to stitch it, you might really love the chart. I mean, it's got some gorgeous motifs in it, and just the colors are just stunning. I can't wait. And Teresa does talk in the chart pack about, why she used the thistle, what it meant to her in terms of her dedication to, her partner David, who passed away during COVID. The seasonality of it, the spring and the floral, and then it comes down and it ends with the autumn on the oak tree. The old stone house that was the inspiration for the house on it, the illuminated letters, and the Scottish impact of our community here. So, yeah, most of us are Scot-Irish here. My family, I know, goes back to Scotland to the 1700s with Strawbridge Young, who was the first person to come over here. This house that we're in, by the way, is called the Zebulon H. Baird House. So that's fun to have that tie back to Teresa, who probably also has some Scottish heritage, since that's a Scottish name. And so the Baird House is on the National Listing of Historic Places, and it was built in 1878, and it was built by a Scotsman, a third generation Scotsman. So he had been here I think he was the third generation. I think it was his uncles that came over. So that's fun too, that it's the Baird House, and we call it that all the time, because that's what it's called on the national listing. And so we're really excited about it. I hope you enjoy all that. Okay, I have rambled for quite some little bit of time here. It's already half an hour. I want to say a thank you to my friend Barbara Bell. So last year after Helene, Barbara, she's so generous with us. I didn't mean to say her last name. I just did. So I'm sorry, Barbara. I don't want to embarrass her, but I do want to thank her. She's so generous to our shop. She has made so many things for us, and she's just always so encouraging. And I just want to thank her. She sent us 2 boxes full of project bags. And they are meant to support a charity. And so we started a little pet charity after Hurricane Helene called Herschel's Helpers. And there's a little video out there about it. You can go back and look. My little cat's name is Herschel. And we called it Herschel's Helpers because I love alliterative phrases. And Herschel spent his whole first year in a shelter. And after Helene, lots of animals were in desperate need. A number of animals were lost. I mean, flat out lost. People were finding animals, looking for their owners. You know, owners were looking for their animals, and sadly some animals perished. Our largest shelter that was not the Humane Society was washed away, completely gone. It's still not back yet. They're working on it, but it was our biggest shelter. It was bigger than the Humane Society. And it was completely destroyed, although all the animals there were safe. They moved them out before because they were close to the river and they knew that there was a chance of flooding, although nobody expected what happened. So we were just in a lot of need for pets as well as people, and there were lots of charities here helping people. And so we kicked off Herschel's Helpers, and we do finishing supplies. So we've got pre-cut map boards in circles, squares, rectangles, ovals. Excuse me. And we have pom-poms and silk ribbon and twill tape. And 25% of everything that we sell from Herschel's Helpers goes to a pet charity here locally, and we spread it around. And so if you're ever in our shop and you're looking for finishing supplies, then hopefully you'll buy something from Herschel's Helpers. And some of that money goes to support pet charities. Really, all of the profit made off that goes to pet charities. We don't really make any money off that, and that's okay. We do it because we want to help pet charities. But Barbara sent us all these beautiful, beautiful project bags. And so I'm going to give 2 of them away today, and then I'm going to put the other ones up for sale. And with your Christmas money or your New Year's money, or maybe you just want to do something nice, if you want to buy one of these bags, 100% of that money is going to go to pet charities here. And so I encourage you to have fun with that. They are gorgeous. They're all beautiful. They're all so nicely made. I'll show you a couple that we're going to give away. I'm going to show you the one that she gave to me, and I'm going to keep it because I love it. So it's got a black cat on it because Herschel is a little black cat, and I named him after an uncle that passed away. And when I got Herschel, my uncle had died when I was 8 years old, and I got Herschel a few years ago. But the uncle had been on my mind, and I don't know why. And when I was trying names out for the cat, he ignored everything I said till I called him Herschel, and then he stopped, turned around, and walked right over to me. So that's how he got his name. Now, on the back of this one, it has some embroidery done by machine that says, "Rise above the waters." And so that was our motto. Jackie Duplessis came up with that. Thank you, Jackie. She did a charity kit for us. We still have a few of those, and if you don't have that, when they're gone, they are gone. And it's beautiful. It's an amazingly beautiful kit. And all of that money goes to charity, too. It was all donated by Stitchers, all of the silks and the fabric. And then Jackie donated her time. And 100% of everything that was raised from selling those went to charity. And so we've still got a few left, and 100% of those sales goes to charity. So these bags, if you choose to buy one, 100% of that will go to charity. How pretty that is. Okay, let me show you the 2 that I'm going to give away. I'm giving away Christmas stuff. So I'm giving away this one, and you can call this one Christmas. Just use actually, I take it back. Use the word bell, like Christmas bell. Use the word bell in your comment. Make a comment. You can tell I'm not used to talking so much. Make a comment and use the word bell, and you can win this sweet Christmas bag. So it has a snap on it. It's pretty good size, and then this is what the inside looks like. It's just really sweet and beautiful. Christmas cats. So use the word bell to win this one. It's really sweet. And if you would like to win this one also says Rise Above the Waters on the back. Use the word ginger, which should be easy to do if you make a little Christmas comment. Use the word ginger and you can win this one. Let me show you what the interior fabric on this one looks like. Really sweet. So, Barbara, thank you for these. There are so many. Here's one that's going to be for sale. I want to keep this one really bad. So, it may be for sale and I may buy it. But there's another one in there like it. And so, some of them have the little tags on it. Now, this one does not say Rise Above the Waters on the back. So, some do, some don't. And they're not all cat related. Some of them have dogs. Like this one has horses on it too. Some of them have dogs. Some of them have horses. Some of them are stitchy. And so, you know, take a look through there. They're going to be very reasonably priced. And all of that money, including what you pay for shipping, is going to go to charity because I'm going to cover the shipping on these. So thank you, Barbara, for making these for us. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. And I'm going to tell you a true story. I didn't open them until this week. So, Barbara, thank you. And thank you for being patient with me. I knew that they were project bags, but I had no idea there was one in there for me. And I was in tears when I opened it. And it's just such a prolific gift. So much time went into making these and so much love. And so, just like I said about the red box, you know, so much love has passed through some of these things that the karma that's coming to you with these is just amazing. Because, you know, you had a person who took it upon themselves to gather the materials, to make each one with loving hands and loving intent. And then they came to me, and then I have opened them up and looked at them and touched them and loved on them and just been overwhelmed with gratitude. And now they're going to come to you, and all of the money that you give is going to go to help and save an animal. So thank you for that. And thank you for being generous with your Christmas blessings and helping us support pet charities this Christmas for that. So if they, I'll give you pictures of the front and the back on each one online so that you know if it has that Rise Above the Waters. It's very nondescript, so, you know, if you love it, that's great. And if you are kind of like, I don't know, that's okay too, because it's very nondescript. But if you do get one that says that, you know, you're going to know that you're just going to be reminded that you helped a community in need at a very devastating time. And you were in good company with the person that made the bags and all the other people that helped. And so there's still lots to do here to recover from Hurricane Helene, but we are definitely rising above the waters. And so I just wanted to share that with you. The other thing that I've been kind of hanging on to is this little guy. And so he actually says Herschel's Helpers on it. He's an acrylic thread keep. And if I can get the glare right, he actually has a little face engraved. I don't know that I can get it, but he's got a sweet little nose and eyes and ears and whiskers. And my friend Kathy Ray, who owns Needle in a Haystack in California, made these for us. Now, she made some acorns that went with the Rise Above the Waters charity kit, and she donated those. These I ordered, but I'm going to put these out for sale. I've not put them out. I've been holding on to them for, I don't know, 6 months or so. I'm going to put these out for sale this Christmas too, so you might want to order one with the bag. This little hole up here is for a lanyard, and then these are thread keeps. And so this will probably keep in stock. It's not, you know, once and done. We'll try to, oh, you can almost see it there. You can see his little whiskers and stuff. And maybe we'll make some other ones, but we'll try to let this be part of Herschel's Helpers finishing line. But if you'd like to have this, these little acrylic fellows will be out there too. And it'll be under Justin, and it'll be under charity. It'll be under Herschel's Helpers. You'll be able to find it. It's very economical. And the money from this, 100% of these also goes to pet charities, because I just loved it. I'm just in love with it. So, you know, I'm donating the money to make them that I paid to Kathy, and then the money that comes in that you purchase, that you pay to purchase it, will go to pet charities. So that's another one that, you know, just wanted to get that out there in front of you. And I know that not everybody's a cat person, but it doesn't have to be a cat person. Think of this little fella as a little guardian, right, on the Rainbow Bridge, and you know, he's just trying to help everybody. So that's available for you too. And of course, the finishing supplies from Herschel's Helpers. It comes, so the you can figure it out online, that each package of acid-free mat board comes with 4 pieces, and there's 2 sizes usually. And so those are the squares, and it comes with a little card that tells you all about Herschel and his story and why we started the charity. So that's a lot. I hope you enjoyed that. I just want to wish you just the best Christmas. I started out that way. I'll finish that way. It's been a little bit of a melancholy Christmas for me for some reason this year. I don't know why. I guess it's just my age, and you know, I've had those off and on over other years. Usually if I have enough time to think about it, I'm a little melancholy. And I'm super happy for all the blessings and all the friends and the family that we've got. But I certainly do. I sure do miss the ones that are gone, and I think that's where the melancholy comes in. But I hope that you guys have a wonderful time. Get with some friends and stitch. I will say that this Friday, the Friday right after Christmas, is our 4th Friday stitch, and it's on Zoom. And right before the stitch, I'll put a little link on our homepage, and that's how you get into it. And once you have that link, you can keep it. It's the same link every time, so that link does not change. Sunday night will be our stitch and chat. That link changes every week. And because of some issues that we had this past week, and I had to delete that one because of the issues, and the issues were some trolls and people, you know, making unknown people found us and came and made a bunch of rude comments, and they were faster than me, so I just had to stop the stream. And anyway, so to make comments on the stitch and chat, you will need to be subscribed to the YouTube channel, which is Sassy Stitchery and or Yonderways. You can put it in however you want. Both will come up. And I hope that you do subscribe so that you can see some of our videos. I don't normally, they're usually a little bit different than this, but I've tried to do this one several times, and I really wanted to get all that information out there about the Blessing sampler and the North Carolina sampler. And so it's a little bit different format this time. Well, the one thing I didn't talk about that I needed to was that. And so I will say, if you're not signed up for the newsletter, please go out to our homepage on our website and sign up for the newsletter, because this year we are giving away, each month, we're giving away a part of a sampler. And so we've got this Dutch sampler back there behind me. That's one of them. The other one is a beautiful little Mexican band sampler. And if you want to see what that looks like, go look at our stitch and chat from December 14th. I showed it in there, and you can see that, and it's really sweet. And I will be putting full pictures of them in the newsletter that comes out this month before the end of the year, and maybe a sweet little thing from one of them, a little freebie. And so you want to make sure that you're signed up for the newsletter so that you can get those, even if you're not sure if you're going to stitch it, because once we get through the year, it'll disappear, and then eventually we'll publish it in a printed format. The last time we did it was 2018, and we only just published it, and it was the Saxon sampler. We published it this year, so I hope it doesn't take that long for these behind me, but you just never know. So, you know, get out there and get signed up for the newsletter. Sign up for the YouTube channel if you don't mind, so that you can share comments with us. Don't forget to put your comments out to try to win. So you've got the red box from the first part of this video, and then you've got the word ginger for this one, and you've got the word bell if you want to win this one. And I'm sure that you can make up a sweet, fun little Christmassy kind of sentence for that, a comment for that. And if I don't see you before the new year, I hope you have a really wonderful new year celebration, and get your new year started off right and good, and find some time to relax in the next few days. Bye. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye. Merry Christmas.